Welcome to our house. This is the Screenplay Podcast. I'm your host, Evan Grennis, and with me as always, PGA Tour champion, Andrew Novak.
Yo, what's good? Football's over, everyone, man. This is tough. But we're gonna talk about it. We got a lot to go over, and can't wait to get into it.
Please get on YouTube, like and subscribe at Screenplay_podcast. We are on socials at Screenplay_podcast. You can also check out our website, thescreenplaypodcast.com. On there, you can find our picks of the week early throughout the year, guest list, merch, and more. New episodes every Wednesday, 8 a.m. during the season. This is going to be our last episode for this season until the draft. But yeah, it's been a great season. We have a great episode for y'all. Ton to get into still. Got our 3-part NFL draft special coming out in April. That'll be our next thing after this episode. But yeah, season wrapped. Seahawks, Darnold, Super Bowl champions. We got some Screenplay Podcast awards for y'all and some way too early bets for next season. Before we get into the Super Bowl talk, before we get into the football, let's talk about your week coming up this week. You got AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. It's the first signature event of the year, so it's going to be a stacked field, some increased money. Currently, Andrew, you sit at 38th on the FedEx Cup, 38th in points. Last year at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, you finished tied 13th. You won the Pro-Am portion, is that correct, last year?
Yes.
So what's it like playing with amateurs in the same group as opposed to just being paired with your straight up pros?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. I mean, we played the American Express. What was it, 3 weeks ago now? And it's the same kind of format. It's pace is usually a little bit slower these first few days or first couple of days, just because you're playing in foursomes, but it's still a good time. You get to meet some cool people, and we're going around Spyglass and Pebbles, so it's hard to beat that.
Yeah, those are two sweet courses out there on the West Coast. Weather like this week, what is it?
Man, not good right now. It is. You can kind of see the sun shining back there right now, but it has been rainy and gross today. It was blowing as much as 35 to 40 miles an hour. I heard talks of guys hitting some fairway woods into 7, which is about 110-yard par 3. So, yeah, the wind was going. It's going to be windy and rainy again tomorrow. It's looking like Thursday to Saturday looks okay, and then Sunday should be pretty nasty. So,
Yeah,
definitely going to get a little bit of everything.
I saw your caddy posted a video earlier
Yeah,
today. That
it
flag
was
looked like it was
humming.
whipping. And
Yeah.
yeah. So Pebble, a lot different than out in Scottsdale, different types of grasses.
hmm
You've played there well at Pebble before. What's the
hmm
keys to playing well around there? I guess Spyglass and Pebble.
Yeah, I really do like playing here. Definitely the Poana greens, understanding them is tough. At Pebble Beach specifically, small targets. It's some of the smallest greens on the PJ Tour, so you don't have a ton of space to work with there. And when the wind gets going, it gets even harder to hit the greens. It's I would say conditions are so massive at the courses just because at Pebble Beach, it can, if you catch a good day, it can play pretty easy. I mean, guys are going to be making a bunch of birdies, but the second the wind gets going, it starts raining, it gets so hard. Your margins get tiny. So it definitely comes down to kind of who's handling that the best.
So I took a look at the PGA Tour schedule coming up. It
hmm
is pretty insane the next 4 or 5 weeks or so. So you get
Yeah.
first signature event of the year this week. Then next week you get another signature event, Genesis. Then you're probably going to take the week off, I'm guessing. Then you get the API, the Arnold Palmer Invitational, another signature event, and then follow that with the Players. So
Yeah.
big, massive stretch here. I had a question. I was talking to Taco. I want to know what do you think is harder, to get your PGA Tour card or to keep it as a rookie? Because like the first four
Yeah.
events, there are a lot of rookies playing. Like,
hmm
and if you don't play well in those first couple events, like you're looking at a bunch of signature events here, the Players Championship. Like, you're not getting a whole ton of opportunities here over the next month or two. So, what do you think's harder, getting
No,
on tour or keeping it as a rookie?
I really, I do think keeping it as a rookie is actually tougher. And I think the stats even showed that this past year. I had like a breakdown of it. I can't remember what I was doing it for, but I did a breakdown of it. And it was basically like there's, 160 guys or whatever on the Corn Ferry Tour, and 20 got their cards. So that's like 1 in 8. And then of all the rookies that were on tour, the amount that actually ended up like making the playoffs or like it is basically the same percentage. It is so hard to do. You always get the worst tee times. You are seeing places you've never seen before. Like you're having to learn golf courses. You're not in any pro-ams, so you don't have extra time on the golf course. Like you really are like everything that can be stacked against you is. So as a rookie, going out there and getting it done is something that is just truly impressive to do. Um, it's not something that they've made very easy.
Interesting. Yeah, I was taking a look at that. I was like, wow, they are making it tough. Like, if you miss a couple cuts in the beginning of the year, you're looking at a lot of like John Deere, Puerto Rico Opens. Like, got to
Yeah.
finish well on those things. All right, enough of the golf. Let's get to the Super Bowl. Seahawks, they defeat the Patriots 29-13. People said all week, Seahawks blowout, Seahawks win incoming. They weren't wrong. 29-13 Seahawks. Honestly, it felt worse. Kenneth Walker, Jason Myers, they had a night. Patriots had absolutely nothing going on. On a scale from week one NFL red zone excitement to I could care less, like where does the Super Bowl fall for you?
Yeah, I guess some of it depends on the storylines and who's playing. Like, I'm definitely always going to watch the Super Bowl, but being a Panthers fan, I don't really have a dog in a fight usually that much. So, uh, I would say for the most part, I'm just rooting for good games, and this didn't quite hit that. This was not particularly competitive of a football game, so I thought it was cool for Darnold and cool for the Seahawks, but yeah, it's the Super Bowl. There's two. If you're a fan of a team, there's only two teams making it out of 32 teams. Like odds are your team's probably not in there, so you're just watching it for some drama, basically.
Yeah, I'm a Patriots fan, so for that reason, I guess it was exciting for me.
Hmm.
Not the result, not the game. I realized pretty quickly, probably about the second quarter, that it wasn't going to be our night. But yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend about this, and I'm just like, the Super Bowl is the most like unfootball football game of the entire year. Just like how much media surrounds it, like the shots of the celebrities. I was trying to like
Hmm.
compare it to the Masters in my head. So like the Super Bowl is the top of the chart, like the biggest game of the year. The Masters would be like the top of the, golf world. And the Masters is just so opposite end of the spectrum. Like they're not going to be cut into commercials every 30
No.
seconds. They're not going to be showing celebrities in the crowd. It's about the golf. They're going to show the players. I feel like the Super Bowl is a lot like just on the opposite end of the spectrum to it. To me, it's like the real excitement of the football kind of ends after that AFC NFC championship. And then we get this long period. It's media, it's celebrities, it's commercials. It's almost the football is not the most important thing. So I just thought that was interesting that's kind of how I felt throughout the week watching the game. I don't know how you feel about it.
It definitely is. The Super Bowl is so late in the season. Like football, like really, there hasn't been much football for the last month or so. You get like one game a weekend or two, or like two games a weekend. You get your AFC NFC championship, then you have a week off. Like it really is kind of floating by itself at the end of the schedule. And I don't know. I think generally there is a pretty good build up to it, but it is interesting because I guess you lose some of the energy in the sense that it's so corporate at the Super Bowl versus having it be at somebody's home stadium and the fans going nuts. Like, it's at most you're going to have basically half the stadium of one team's fans, and that's just not. I mean, I'm sure there's a buzz to it, but it's just a little bit different, different of an atmosphere for sure.
Let's get to the actual game itself. What were your takeaways from the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I saw it. I was feeling really good about that first half. I was like, man, I have hit this game like perfectly. I called it everything. I was on New England in the plus 4.5, which obviously did not hit. That was not my best call, but the way that the game kind of was going down definitely um, made sense to me. Just both teams sort of feeling each other out. Neither team getting anything too productive offensively. A few plays here and there for Seattle, but it was a lot of punting, a lot of field position battles, stuff like that. And then the second half, it kind of opened up a little bit. I think the Patriots started trying, maybe taking a few more chances and got a little sloppy with the ball, and that's when Seattle kind of put on some points. But really, up until then, it was quite a defensive struggle.
Yeah, I mean, when it was, I think it was 9-0 at half. I
Hmm.
was like, I feel like that's a win for the Patriots. It could be a whole lot
Absolutely,
worse
yeah.
right now. Like just holding them to field goals felt really good, but I mean, pretty quickly we started to realize this wasn't going our way. Even
Mhm.
when what was it? Mac Hollins caught the touchdown, and they put up 7 there. We were still down 19-7. It felt like we were a ways back. It didn't feel like we were going to catch up. Darnold, 19 of 38, 202 yards, 1 touchdown. I didn't think he could go 4 straight games without a turnover. He did it. He's a different man. Um, I will say he threw the ball 38 times. It felt like he threw it 17, 18, 19 times. Like I
Yeah. That was one of
I
the
w
other ones I missed on, and maybe I should have gone with the completions, not the attempts, because the pass game wasn't that successful at all for the Seahawks, but they were still trying to sling it.
Yeah, but you nailed a couple other bets. We'll get into them when we get into our gambling portion. For me, the biggest takeaway, Patriots, that offensive line, they struggled. Will Campbell, 14 pressures allowed up in the game. That's 24% of the time that Drake made drop back. Will Campbell was letting up a pressure. So basically, every time he dropped back, he had to look over his left shoulder to see whether or not a man was coming. So that's tough there. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of Patriots fans, a bunch of kids from high school. Like, we're all Patriots fans pretty much. I'm seeing like they were saying throughout the media, like Will Campbell might have to be moved to a guard position, and left tackle's not going to work out for him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I know the concern with him was the short arms thing going into the season. I mean, look, I don't think like short arms is the end of it. To me, he looked slow to me. He was getting beat around the edge. He looked like he was half a step slow off the drop a lot of times. Um, I, I do think they're gonna have to do something there. I don't know if he was playing injured. I don't know. Like, I'm
I
not the
saw
Patriots
something
fan, so
today
I'm
that
not
came
watching all the
out.
games. But like, was he like really struggling early in the season? Like, I feel like we didn't really hear anything
So
about his struggles until like this playoff run almost.
actually, before his injury, he was having like a great season. I mean, the
Hmm.
competition they were playing wasn't great, but he was up there like top 5 left tackles in the league. He got injured. He came back. I saw something that came out today that said he's playing with a tore ligament. I'm like, I don't know how much I believe that. Might just be
Torn
kind of like
ligament and what?
I don't know. I saw maybe one of his legs. I I'm not sure how much I believe it. It almost seems like a PR move. Like he really struggled and just
I
like
mean, if it's like an ACL, you're not playing on a torn ACL. That's not happening. So I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know what that is.
Before his injury though, I thought he was fine. I don't think he's a bust or anything. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the offseason, whether they keep him at left tackle, move him to a guard position. But they're going to have to get that offensive line shored up. Let's talk about John Snyder for a second. GM, Seattle Seahawks. Probably the best GM in the league right now. Some of the moves he's making, unbelievable.
Hmm.
Brings in Darnold, brings in Shaheed. Shaheed was a difference maker this year. But these draft picks, I mean, he does not miss.
Yeah.
This year, Gray Zabel, Nick Imamori. Last year, Brian Murphy. 2023, Witherspoon, JSN, Derek Hall. 2022, he has a bunch of them. Charles Cross, Mafe, K9, Abraham Lucas, Kobe Bryant, Reek Woolen. What do you think about John Snyder and what he's doing with the Seahawks right now?
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, he has what, 2 Super Bowls now with the Seahawks with essentially completely different rosters. I mean, he built it all up, it, broke it down and built it right back up again. So, really, really impressive what he's done there. Um, Seattle absolutely, you know, they look like a force this year. They still got like 70 million in cap going into this offseason. So I wouldn't really expect them to be going anywhere. It seems like they should be able to build on this nicely. In my opinion, they don't really have too many holes in this roster, so I'll be interested to see where they kind of focus that. Obviously, Kenneth Walker's a free agent now, so that is something to monitor what they do at the running back position with the Charbonnet ACL tear. But I mean, a running back position that's not going to eat into 70 million cap too much. Like you shouldn't be spending a ton on a running back. So I'll definitely be interested to see which way they go. I'm sure, there's going to be some free agents that are definitely interested to come play for the Seattle team. So,
Yeah, that K9's one to keep an eye on. I've seen some like mocks out there. People have him moving.
hmm
I don't see them moving him. I mean, he was just the Super Bowl MVP. He carried this team. Sharp still got that injury, so like who knows how
well,
slow he's going to be.
if
Um, what if he takes
he's screaming for 12 to 15 million dollars, you let him walk. Like at the end of the day, it depends on what it is. If you can get him for eight to
would you be
ten,
would you be Would you be comfortable going 4-year, $40 million on Kenneth Walker after a Super Bowl
Yes.
MVP?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, I would too.
Four
I
for
think it's
four for
also
40 is fine. But if he wants
yep.
like the 15, if he's like, hey, I'm a Super Bowl MVP, I want like Saquon money. See ya, bud. Like, not happening.
Okay. All right.
So,
I
but
got
yeah,
another. I got another.
four for 40 would be, yeah, that's fine. That's like
I got another.
that's like Chuba Hubbard money,
I
which
got another
goodness
player
me.
here. So, I think one standout player. Um, I'm sorry, Christian Gonzalez on the
Yeah,
Patriots. If he did not perform the way he did, the score of this
yeah,
game would have been infinitely worse. He
yeah. He
had
was
a
awesome.
fantastic game. So I'm looking at the cornerback market. Gonzalez still has 1 year left on his deal. They could, choose to pay him now or wait. But Sauce Gardner right now, he is the leading quarterback as far as average per year at 30.1. Behind him, Derek Stingley's making 30. After those two, it kind of drops off a little bit. So when Gonzalez does gets paid, he's stated he wants to be long term with the Patriots. He wants to be there. I assume they're going to pay him. What do you think the market? What do you think the price is for someone like him?
Yeah, I like having seen him play. I mean, he is in that conversation of a top tier lockdown corner. I mean, um, he does that for the Patriots. They ask him to do that, and he absolutely makes a difference when he is out there. The pass defense is better for the Patriots, and yeah, he probably deserves up in that top tier range. So I would, if you're the Patriots, I'd be expecting to look in that $30 million range for when you got to pay this guy.
Another note. So Clint Kubiak, basically as soon as the game is over, actually almost like before the game even starts,
Yeah.
days before, it seemed like he was going to the Raiders. He now is the head coach of the
Mm-hmm.
Raiders. That's kind of a big loss. Great offensive coordinators, done
Yeah.
some good things for some other teams. So, Mike McDonald, defensive guy, called the defensive plays for the Super Bowl. Where do you think they go direction wise for offensive coordinator here? Is this like an in-house promotion, or I'm thinking like a lot of the good offensive coordinators have probably been swooped up by other teams over the past couple of weeks. So, what do you think they go direction wise here for offensive coordinator? This is gonna be a big move for 2026 to see what they do.
Yeah. I mean, it some of it may depend on Darnold. Like if Darnold's sitting there, like, hey, I like my quarterback coach. It may just be an in-house kind of thing. But also, if you're the Super Bowl champs and your offensive coordinator slot opens up, like you probably could go poach somebody from somewhere. Um, so I think a little bit of it kind of depends on which way they want to go with it, especially like Darnold. I think at this point, Darnold's probably earned the right to have a little bit of a say on that. Um, so if he's got somebody he trusts and McDonald's cool with it, in house, like I don't think that hiring in house, especially given the season they just had, is necessarily a bad option.
My guess is they go in-house just because probably the top few coordinators that you would wanna bring in have already been swooped up, by some other teams. Alright, last question, I got here on the Super Bowl. If I could give you I don't know, let's just say if I could give you $100, if this would be a long-term bet, over the next 15 years, does Drake May get back to another Super Bowl? Yes or no? Really
Yes,
putting some thought into that
yeah.
one.
In the next, yeah, I think he does. Because I think he's going to play for a while, and he's got a good. He's in a good spot right now. He's in a franchise that knows how to win football games. He's got a good coach that I don't expect to go anywhere for a while. So yeah, in the next 15 years, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
agree.
you're stuck in Josh Allen's division, but that's only for so long. So
I think it just falls more into the franchise than it really does
yeah,
Drake May. Like you got a head coach who's probably going to be there for a while. You got Robert Kraft, potentially the best owner ever in the NFL. And then you got Josh McDaniels, who is, a great offensive coordinator who's really not up for any head coaching positions due to his past prior history, being a head coach. So yeah, I would favor yes, but I mean, we've seen this happen all the time where quarterbacks get to the Super Bowl early in their career and they never get back. So it'll be interesting to follow over the next, well, not next, but the rest of his career. All right, let's get to some gambling. So this year, well, let's start with this week. We were both on the Patriots plus 4.5. Not even close. Wrong side there. Wrong choice. This season, though, we both went 34 and 29. We tied on the season. We both hit it 54%. Kind of makes sense. Up and down, big swings here and there, but we leveled out to 54%. Overall, over 3 seasons, I'm 105, 89 and 1. I'm at 54.1%. So this season kind of matched my overall record. You are 98, 76 and 3. You were at 56.3%. So over a 3-season span, you got about a 2 percentage bump on me, so you're doing pretty good. 56.3%. That's solid over 3 years. So we'll keep that going, see how it goes. Let's talk about some of the PGA Tour player bets that we had for our podcast last week. They did surprisingly well. They were pretty much all they were all on Seattle stuff, and they nailed it. Jordan Spieth, he was on the total turnovers over 2.5. There was 3 turnovers. That's a hit. Sahith, he liked the cup over 32.5. He crushed that. Cup got, I believe it was 60.
It's
61.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think JSN going out for a little bit helped that, but still, I think regardless, he was going to go over. And then Michael Brennan, he cashed in on the Drake May over. Side note, May was having a terrible game.
Yeah.
Did set the record in the fourth quarter for the most yards ever thrown in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl with, I think it was 235 yards. So big loss, but he's got that going for him. They were down. They had to throw it. So yeah, good bets out of some of the PGA Tour guys. Maybe we'll get a little more participation next year, but those were some good bets there. Let's talk about some of the other bets that you hit. I posted a video not too long ago on some of these bets you hit, some of your prop bets, some of your lock bets. Other than the plus 4.5, your bets did really well. We were both on the under 45.5.
That almost,
I'm gonna be honest,
it was 12-0 going in the fourth quarter. That almost lost.
That was really good. And then K9 ripped one there at the end. That would have hit the over that got called back. So
it was a pretty clear holding. That was a good call, but man, that was something.
Yeah, that almost went over, and I was like, I shook my head. I was like, in the second quarter, I was like, this under's on lock, and it almost missed, but under hit. So you took total field goals over 3.5. Jason Meyer nailed 5 of them, so easy hit there. No missed extra points. There weren't many touchdowns. You called this perfectly. You said there's probably only going to be 2 or 3 extra points. So yeah, no missed extra points. You nailed that. JSN under. You said under 7 receptions. The line was 6.5. JSN went under. You hit that. And then your lock bet of the Super Bowl, Mac Hollins. We found out before the game, walking in with one of the most interesting. I don't know what that was.
I have no idea.
Handcuffed,
but
jail
he was
thing.
not wearing shoes, which is what mattered.
He was not wearing shoes. So minus 550, Mac Hollins to enter barefoot. Novak nailed that. And to be fair, and you said anytime punt return plus 900.
Yeah,
that was a good bet. It was a good bet.
That didn't hit. The amount of punts in the game made me feel really good about it. I felt like I had kind of the right idea there. I think I kind of underestimated how good the punters were going to be about positioning the ball and really taking away the opportunity to return. Because while there were a ton of punts in the game, there just weren't that many returns because these punters were just they were hitting some impressive punts, especially a Seattle punter. Dixon was impressive. Yeah,
so those coffin corners were really nice, but I still liked that bet. You were on the right thought of it. I'm going to be honest. One of the only props I hit was Darnold over 29.5 tosses.
Yeah.
The rest of my props weren't super great. So I'm going to ignore some of the other ones I said. All right, let's get to the Screenplay Podcast Awards. These are our awards for the season. This is not fantasy related. This is just NFL related. So, Offensive Player of the Year. Who you got?
Yeah, this is a little surprising. I'm actually going Puka on mine. He had basically 1.5 less games than JSN. They had identical stats, but Puka had like 100 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. So they basically had identical stats, but he did it with less games, and he did it with Devontae Adams out there. JSN doesn't have anybody really that you got to be scared of taking targets, and Puka did that with Devontae out there. Didn't matter. Puka was incredible this year. He's been incredible. Hopefully he can, continue to stay pretty healthy as the seasons go. I mean, played 15 and a half games out of 17. That's pretty good for him so far in his career. So if he can continue that trend of staying healthy, we're gonna see like a legit 2,000-yard season push one of these years.
Yeah, I still got JSN probably because of the expectation level. If you ask John Snyder, if we expected this out of JSN, he'd be like, "Hell yeah, that's why we got rid of DK. We knew this was going to happen." But yeah, I knew JSN was going to have a decent year. I didn't know he was going to have this type of year. Almost 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, 119 catches. The Super Bowl that helps. So
Yeah.
Super Bowl winner. I got JSN as the offensive player of the year. Let's go to the other side of the football. The defensive player of the year. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going Miles Garrett. I don't think that this is too crazy. He set the single season sack record, and he did it while on a bad team that was trailing most of their games. That is not easy to do. He is a freak. He is unblockable, and yeah, he's the best player on the defensive side of the football, and maybe honestly both sides of the football in the NFL.
Yeah, I think if you asked 100 people, 99 would say Myles Garrett. There's really no explanation needed. Set the sack
Mhm.
record and on a losing team, always trailing. Super impressive stuff there out of Myles Garrett. Okay, best story of the year.
Yeah, I went kind of back and forth on this. Really, I think it's the Darnold redemption. Just the fact that he was cast away, like so many, he was with the Jets and like it didn't work out. And that happens. Like you go to the Jets, like it's probably not going to work out. That's what happens with quarterbacks. So he ends up getting a second shot. Well, second shot didn't work out really, and so he gets bounced around all this stuff, and he sort of has a bit of a redemption year with the Vikings last year. But everybody's like, "Oh, well, it wasn't him; it was the coaching staff." It's Kevin O'Connell. Like so again, even though he finally had like a little breakout, he's got to go somewhere else to go prove himself again because people are like, "Oh, it was a fluke." Well, now he goes and wins a Super Bowl. So now what are they going to say? I thought that was probably the biggest and maybe the best story of the year, just um, because so many people had kind of counted him out. He was considered, one of these massive busts, and he has turned that completely around, and he has shown that hey, I am a legit, very good quarterback in this league.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Sam Darnold reclamation story. I don't think I can say it better than what you just did. Fifth team in the NFL from trash to treasure. You pretty much just nailed all the reasons why it's the best story of the year. So Sam Darnold, best story of the year. He takes the W there. Let's go to the other side. There's a couple to choose from on this one coming
Yeah,
up. Most boneheaded story of the year.
yeah. So call it recency bias, but I'm gonna go for the past week. James Pierce just finished third in Defensive Rookie of the Year voting. He is now going to be going to jail for a while. All right. He ran his car into his girlfriend, who was a WNBA player, by the way, ran his car into her car multiple times, which I guess led to the cops being called because this is obviously a domestic dispute, which ends up being a police chase in which he basically attempted or almost or even maybe did hit a cop with his car and then proceed to lead them on a chase, which finally ends in him wrecking his car and then getting caught and arrested. He's got multiple felony counts. It sounds like they're being raised against him. All of the, I mean, it's looking at minimum 5 years jail time, probably more. So yeah, his career's over. The Falcons just traded two firsts to get him last year, so that's looking not good. So yeah, I'm gonna throw that up there as the dumbest story of the year.
It's definitely one of them. Yeah. They're it's not I don't oh man, I don't even know what to say about that. Now that's a tough story there. Uh Most bonehead of the story year for me is I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk.
Oh,
Just I don't know what's up with this dude. He loses $27 million in guaranteed money on his contract for just like unusual activity. Like I don't know. Uh so $27 million voided by the 49ers. He's just not showing up to the facility, not responding to text message. No one has any idea what's going on. Kyle Shanahan said it's safe to say he's played his last snap as a 49er. Honestly, after this, I don't know what team's going to pick him up and trust him. Like,
what's the term?
he,
What do they call it now? Is quiet quitting? Isn't that like a term? Whatever, you just like don't show up to work anymore. I mean,
I
that's
don't know, but
literally what it was.
he signed a 4-year, $120 million contract. I think he's had like 25 catches since he signed that contract. Obviously, a bunch of that money is not going to be in his pocket anymore.
The
So I don't really.
NFL.
The actual story though, like if you look into it, like I know he's injured but he was supposed to return like November, December, maybe play towards the end of the season, but like the actual reasons to why he's not showing up and not responding to text messages, like I'm not even sure of. So, I can't figure this one out. I'd like to know what happens at some point with Brandon Ayuk, why he's doing this, but I think that's the most boneheaded story of the year. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. $27 million guaranteed gone or 5 years jail time. Both of them are deserving winners of bonehead of the year.
The NFL needs a rule if your players just straight up not showing up because they don't want to be there, then it doesn't count against cap anymore. San Fran should have been allowed to make some more moves at the deadline or something. But
All right. You know what's funny is DK Metcalf punches a fan, gets a 2-game suspension, and he's not even nominated for boneheaded play of the year.
I mean, yeah, but
It's hard to beat those two. Okay, let's go to rookie of the year. Who do you got for rookie of the year?
yeah, I'm gonna go homer pick. I'm going Tedero McMillan. He came in. He was expected to be a guy. He was expected to be a guy in a passing attack that wasn't expected to be very good. And I get the Panthers' pass game wasn't great this year, but this was the best year of Bryce Young's career, and a large part of that was because of this rookie. He did a lot. He, you know, worked different parts of the field, caught a lot of balls this year, and I think very deserving of the rookie of the year.
I'm gonna go Nick Imanori, Seahawks safety. I'm picking him for rookie of the year a little bit because of his draft position. He was the 35th overall pick, second round,
Mm-hmm.
possibly one of the best pick of the second round. So he was the number one graded safety out of all rookies. Got himself a Super Bowl. Very effective in the Super Bowl. And again, 35th pick. This guy's got a great career ahead of him. So Nick Imamori, he's my rookie of the year. Let's go to coach of the year. Who you got?
Yeah, nothing crazy here. I'm taking Mike McDonald. Look,
Oh,
14-3, won the NFC, best record in the NFC, won the Super Bowl. This was uh, this was a team that is probably in the toughest division in the NFL. This is a team I don't think Seattle was probably picked by many to do this going into the season. I know everybody talked about Vrabel this year because the Patriots weren't really expected to do this, but I would argue the Seahawks weren't expected to do this going into the season. People would have been on San Fran. People would have been on the Rams for sure ahead of Seattle. So I think what he did with this team was surprising. It was impressive. And, you know, I don't know if we're necessarily supposed to be including the postseason, but look, he's a defensive coach, and what his team did, especially in the playoffs, and specifically his side of the ball, what they did, yeah, it's got to be McDonald for me.
I'm going with the other Mike. I'm going with Vrabel. I saw Mike McDonald last year. I thought he was a good coach last year. So,
Mhm.
I mean, getting to the Super Bowl, obviously it's a surprise. It's not what we expected, but I liked Mike McDonald going into this year. Mike Vrabel though, 4-13 to the Super Bowl. He's only the 8th coach to take his team to a Super Bowl in his first year with the program. It hasn't happened since 2015-16 with Gary Kubiak in the Broncos. So this is like a rare feat. It doesn't happen often. You can expect to not see this happen again for, I don't know, another 10, 15 years. So I'm going to go Mike Vrabel for coach of the year. Last one here, last award, play of the year. What's the play of the year?
Yeah, for me, it's the 2-point conversion in the Seattle Seahawks Rams game. Uh, Basically, it was, I think Seattle just scored to make it a 2-point game. They went for two. Darnold throws the quick screen, batted down, ball just kind of bounces in the end zone. Charbonnet is just standing there, just happens to pick up the ball. They go to replay. Replay shows that it's a fumble. Just casually picking up the ball in the end zone counts as the 2-point conversion. And the Seahawks ended up winning that game. And that win is what gave Seattle the 1 seed. That gave them the bye. That gave them home field advantage to the playoffs. So for me, that was the play of the year. Fluky play, crazy play, but very, very important, very impactful play on the season.
Yeah, I saw someone post that. Like, if Sharp doesn't pick that ball up, they
No,
don't win that game.
no,
They're
because
likely
even
going.
if it was a fumble into the end zone, if nobody picks it up, if nobody possesses it, you would not get points for that. And yeah, he just thought to grab the ball.
Yeah, so if he doesn't grab that and they lose the game, I think Seattle goes on 3 road games as opposed to,
Mhm.
2 games
Yeah, they would have
and both
been
at home, so
them and the Rams would have flipped, and they would have been the 5 seed. They would have gone to the Panthers and probably lost in Bank of America Stadium in round 1.
Okay, so, that's one way of looking at play of the year. If I close my eyes and I say, like, play of the year, I think, Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet, what was that? Divisional round game
Mhm.
against the Rams. They're down 17-10, 27 seconds left on the clock, 4th and 4. Caleb Williams decides to run backwards about 30 yards and then just chuck one up, to Cole Kmet, who catches it. Now, they end up losing that game in overtime, so I don't know how much it really mattered, but, play of the year, like, I think that's something that when we look back at Caleb Williams' career or even, like, the NFL for the next couple of years, like, they're gonna be showing that thing over and over and over. That one stands out in my head as the play of the year. Okay, let's get to some off-season talk. So, free agents, they're gonna be moving around this off-season. Give me your top 3 free agents and where you think they're gonna end up.
Yeah, if I'm looking at impactful free agents, I'm gonna start with Trey Hendrickson. I don't think he's ended up in Cincinnati. I do think he hits the market, and I think he goes to Washington. I really think that Dan Quinn's able to lure him over there. I think he ends up on the NFC side, and this is a team that could use a pass rusher like that. I think this is a team that um, after this year, people are kind of forgetting that, going into this year, this was expected to be a very good team. Things didn't work out for them, but I don't think that this team necessarily just got bad. I think they had some injuries, they had some fluke stuff happen, and they're maybe a couple pieces away from being a real threat next year. So I think Trey Hendrickson to Washington would make a ton of sense, would really fit what they need. And then in a similar line, I'm going to go on the offensive side of the ball, but along the line, Tyler Linderbaum, center with the Ravens. I think he's going to go to another team that absolutely needs the position. I think he will be going to the Los Angeles Chargers. Look, their center position was probably one of the biggest negatives in the entirety of the NFL this year. Um, the Chargers' interior offensive line was brutal. Their exterior offensive line all got injured and then was brutal. So they need to shore this up. You can't have Herbert getting hit that much uh, next year. I think they go out, pay up, get the best offensive lineman available, plug him in at center. You've got 2 very good tackles coming back. I think that this is going to be a very different looking Chargers offense next year. And then third, I'm going Malik Willis. I think that the top quarterback in the market is going to be intriguing. You could argue Mac Jones. I think San Fran, it does sound like, wants to keep him, though. So I'm going to go Malik Willis, and I think he goes to the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are kind of looking around. You've just hired another LaFleur. I think there could be a little brother-to-brother phone call there. And look, I think that it makes more sense there than Browns to me. Maybe you could argue the Dolphins, but I'm just not sold there. I think he's going to the Cardinals.
I like it. Alright, I didn't put Trey Hendrickson in there, like, obviously, I think he's a great player, but 31 years old,
Yeah.
I don't know, that number hit me a little bit, and I was like, "I don't know how badly I wanna go after that." That being said, I'm gonna start with somebody who is up there as well, Mike Evans. It doesn't seem like he's staying with the Bucks. Uh,
Yeah.
um, he
Way too old.
doesn't seem like doesn't seem like he's staying with the Bucks. I think they have negative cap space right now, so they're gonna be getting rid of him. Where do I think he goes? I think it's Pittsburgh. They're number 8 in cap space. They need a number 2. I think they hold on to Will Howard, play the rookie quarterback. Uh, and yeah, I see him going up to Pittsburgh. Him, DK, give him some options to work with
Do you
there.
know how
You don't like that?
unfun it would be to play the Steelers with their 2 wide receivers being DK and Mike Evans? I mean, there would be punches thrown between wide receivers and corners every other game. This is amazing.
Oh, I think Mike Evans is much more. He's aggressive, but he's
Have
not
you ever
DK
seen the
Metcalf
battles
punch
between him? I mean, yeah, okay. It would be must see TV. That's for sure.
All right, number 2. People aren't really talking about this name a little bit, but Breece Hall, running
Mhm.
back for the Jets. So he completed his rookie deal. The way they say it, he completed his rookie deal. It sounds like he just served out a jail sentence. He's like, "Listen, I just did my
It
4
was the
years. Like,
Jets.
let me."
It was a jail sentence.
So, He's projected for somewhere in that 4-year, $40 million range, and I think the Commanders is where he ends up going. They're number 6 in cap space. They have the money to get him. Listen, Austin Eckler, he's old, he's hurt, he's kind of done. I don't think Chris Rodriguez and Krosky Merritt are like a long-term option. I don't think that their running back room is just a bunch of guys. So I think they bring in Brees Hall. That could pair super well with Jaden Daniels. Brees Hall, Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels. Whoo, that'd be scary. So I like that. Number 1, Tyler Lindenbaum. You have him as well. Center for the Ravens. So the Ravens declined his 5th-year option, so he's gone. He's moving. The question is where. I had Chargers written down. But I crossed it out. So he's predicted to make $70-80 million, 4-year deal, somewhere in that space. The Chargers would make a lot of sense. The thing is, like, so they have Joe Alt, who's on his rookie deal, but then I'm sorry, who's the other guard that I'm forgetting his name right now?
Well, they have Slater and Alt, but they just paid Slater, I believe.
Slater. So Slater, they just paid Slater a ton of money.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how badly that they want to pay two offensive linemen that type of money. I have them going to the Raiders. The Raiders had the 31st ranked center. I think you get Tyler Linderbaum in there. You're going to have Mendoza. Get yourself a good center with a rookie. I think it makes a lot of sense. They're number 2 in cap space. Their center sucked this year. And Tyler Linderbaum ranked number 4 center on PFF. I know we don't like PFF that much, but he's a good center. I think they bring him into the Raiders, and Clint Kubiak probably wants a decent O-line to be able to run his offenses. I think that's where he goes. All right, those were our top. I mean, there's a million top free agents right now, but those were our top 3 and where we think they will land. All right, let's get into some way too early picks for next year. Next year, way too early Super Bowl champion. Who you got?
I'm going to probably shock everyone with this, but I was kind of looking through it, man. And if I'm right on this Linderbaum thing, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think you're coming out of a division that should be tough, but Mahomes hurt. I think Broncos, you're looking at potential regression. So I'm going to take the Chargers here and pray. Trust in the talent there. I trust in the coaching staff. I think the McDaniel hire on the offensive side is I don't know of another team in the NFL that has has a bigger delta between the coaching staff. Like Greg Roman to Mike McDaniel on the offensive side of the ball is like galaxies apart, in my opinion. So I think that there's going to be a huge step forward for the Chargers. If they have a little bit better injury luck, I really think this is a team that can surprise people next year.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna go. I picked them this year, actually, preseason. I'm staying with the same team. I think Green Bay gets it done next year. This team was really good all year and kind of just fell apart. You get Tucker Kraft back. Your team gets healthy. I like the cap numbers on a lot of these players. I'm sticking with Green Bay. They just re-signed LaFleur. I know people wanted him out. I like the re-signing. I like it a lot. I think it's going to be funny when we look back next year and people are like, why do you want him out? They just won a Super Bowl. So I got Green Bay as my way too early Super Bowl champion. Let's go to the other side of it. Who is a team that is expected to be up there, maybe looking to make a Super Bowl, but is just going to miss the playoffs and blow a dud?
Yeah, I am going to go with another big shocker here, and I'm going to take a team that had a fantastic year this year. I'm going to take the New England Patriots. I think that they will continue to improve over time. I think that they have a nice young core, but I think you see a Washington Commanders type year with like they had a great year and then I think things will go wrong. Like I just feel like too much went right this year. Their schedule was a joke. They had everything kind of go their way. They stayed pretty healthy. Like I just feel like maybe some adversities on the way and things aren't going to quite go the way they want. Their division should still be like on the easier side. The Bills, are obviously going to be good, but I don't know. I think the Jets will be maybe a little bit better. The Dolphins, maybe they sneak a win against them or something. Like, I don't know. I think the Patriots are definitely a team that kind of screams regression to me.
Okay. I think their division favors them a lot still. You still got the Jets, you still got Miami. I think,
Yeah.
Vrabel and, McDaniel can coach themselves into 10 wins somehow. I'm not saying they're going back to the Super Bowl by any means. I see regression incoming, but their roster technically should be better next year. Obviously, the schedule is like the big talk.
I think in general the AFC screams somebody's regressing to me because you had the
Mhm.
Chiefs miss the playoffs, you had the Ravens miss the play. Like these top teams that typically you would expect to be in there were missing the playoffs. That kind of screams like somebody's getting left out. But
Okay, okay. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. Great season this year, bunch of wins, but if you look at how many one-score wins they
yeah,
had, it was almost every single game. So they're going to be playing a tougher schedule, number one seed schedule. Sean Payton immediately after the game fires the offensive coordinator. Uh, in the media, it said it was because Sean was in one of those moods. I don't even know what that means. So I think that could cause some riff in the locker room. The AFC West, by the way, gonna be crazy next year, you know? You got like you just said, the Chiefs are probably gonna be better. The Chargers are actually favored to win the AFC West right now, I believe. And I don't think it'd be crazy if like the
hey,
Raiders
hey,
I don't think it would be crazy if like the Raiders snuck in like 6 or 7 wins next year. So I could see
that would be
the
crazy.
Broncos putting up it would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Okay. I could see the Broncos putting up, let's like say 8 wins next year, missing the playoffs. Still winning games, but just not enough.
Mhm.
All right. So that was our way too early Super Bowl champion and way too early missed the playoff shocker. Okay, so this is our last episode of the season. Great season. Did a lot of stuff. We had some guests. We had some fantasy challenges. Next up, we will be doing our annual NFL draft special. The NFL draft this year, it's April 23rd through April 25th from Pittsburgh. So that'll be fun. Part one of our NFL draft special will be April 15th, followed by part two. And part three will follow the NFL draft. We'll have our college football analyst, Taco, join us. He has been great in some of these college drafts. He's nailed some of these players that he's talked about. We also are in the works. We have an NFL draft challenge. Keep on the lookout for that. It's not live yet. We're looking to get it going. It's going to be a game where you pick every first round draft player, not based on team, but based on position. And we're going to look to have some rewards and prizes for that. So we'll be on the lookout for the NFL draft challenge coming up in April. Please get on YouTube, like and subscribe at Screenplay_podcast. We are on socials at Screenplay_podcast, and you can check out our website, thescreenplaypodcast.com. Again, we will see you guys in April. We have a 3-part NFL draft special coming up. So we got about, what is it? It is February 10th. We got about a 2-month hiatus here. We're still going to be on social, still going to be posting. So check out the videos, check out the links. But yeah, new podcasts coming out in April. Good luck to Andrew this week. He's got AT&T Pebble Beach, got some signature events coming up, got Masters in April, got all the majors. So Andrew's going to be out there on tour. So follow him. We appreciate all of our listeners, whatever country you're in, whatever time you guys are listening, however you're listening. We appreciate you guys. Andrew, any last words for this season?
No, just thanking everybody for listening again this year. It's been a great year for us. So uh, keep on the lookout for the draft episodes, and thanks again for listening.